Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Spotlight with me, Peter Wilson. With me, manning the buttons and the tech side of things, fearless founder of ComX, the Sizzle. Special guest tonight. I'm very excited about this one. I've been a fan for years. When I think indie comics, I think this man, Ryan Vella. Hello, sir.
Hello to everybody out there.
How you doing this evening?
I'm good. Thanks. Yeah.
Explain to the good people what you do in comics. What's your bag?
Oh, wow. I just draw comics, I suppose. Like every project, I think of something as being something slightly different. Like after everything I do, I want to do something slightly different than before, I suppose. So
Awesome.
I like all sorts of genres, every genre really. So, yeah, maybe that might.
You draw and write your stuff. Is that right?
Yeah, mostly. I like working with other people, but mainly I started doing it just because I didn't have no one else. I had no one else to work with, so I just had to write my own stuff. And
that's awesome,
yeah,
man.
Out of necessity, basically. But it's fun. I think a lot of ideas, and yeah, eventually get it down and do it.
That's wicked, man. All right, how about some warm-up questions? Let's limber up.
All right.
These can be anything and everything.
Mm-hmm.
What's the worst food to put in a salad?
Oh, salad. That's a tough one. Anchovies. I don't like anchovies. So
yeah, that would suck. They're good on a pizza.
Weird.
What do you want the title of your memoir to be?
Oh no. Yeah, back that. Oh no. Jeez.
That's good. You're going on a long hike. You're in the middle of the bush. Bigfoot jumps out. How do you pacify Bigfoot?
Soothing music. Sing to it. I don't know.
Oh, good. That leads me to my next question, which is aliens make first contact with you, and they want to hear one song of your choosing to represent mankind. What's the song you pick?
It's End of the World as We Know It. How about that? That pops in my head straight away. Then REM, yeah, that'll do.
That was good.
Probably would be. Yeah.
Do you reckon you could take on? Could you take on 50 goldfish-sized sharks, or one shark-sized goldfish?
I'd take all the little ones. I'd take on the small ones, I think.
I think I would too.
Yeah, you'd kick them, I suppose.
It's not. I wouldn't feel good about it, but that's how I'd do
it. Yeah, a big one would get you. I reckon. Big goldfish. They just swallow you.
Goldfish are waiting for the chance to get one back at humans. So yeah, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I had a pet goldfish once. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all did. Grim stuff.
It was.
Okay, good. Let's get into comics.
Oh.
Enough tomfoolery. Have you always been the creative type? Ever since you were a
always.
kid?
Yeah, even from when I was really little, I'd always be drawing or scribbling something, or always watching cartoons and monster movies, and I've always just loved that sort of stuff. Always. And toys.
That's cool. Were you always a big comic reader?
I saw a few when I was really young. From my older brothers, had some like those Marvel annuals that were hardcover. We had one of them in the house. And they had like an X-Men story, a Captain America story, Submariner. Like they were really old stuff. Like I think it was a Kirby story and that there. But I got into them in the mid 80s, 85, like through toys. I think I like Transformers, and I saw a Transformers comic, and then I saw these other comics there, X-Men, Spider-Man. I knew who they all were, and I just brought some and was just instantly addicted.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Do you remember the time, was there a specific moment where you sort of transitioned from sort of idly scribbling and just doing it for laughs to really getting serious and on a project, or really wanting to pursue it?
I didn't really want to I always loved comics, but I didn't really actually do them until from my last year of school. I think I just
Okay.
I started doing muck around little. I've still got the very first thing I did was in school one day. I just drew this 1-page silly comic story, just biro and foolscap paper.
Yeah, cool.
And I just kept doing it. Then I just didn't stop, basically. And then I discovered Image around then, and I was just that was happening then, early '90s, and I was just into it. Like, wanted to do my own stuff.
And whatnot.
Yeah, all that Savage Dragon, Spawn, they were the sort of
cool.
big ones, and just all sorts of random other Image things and Marvel. I still buy Marvel and that in 2000 AD, all those things. Yeah, it's got way into it again, like, but drawing as well. So,
do you still read them today? Do you still collect, or
not really? I buy reprints of old things.
Yeah, cool.
Occasionally, I'll get something new, but it's so rare. I buy like 2 things a year, if that.
Yeah, right.
But I get more Aussie stuff now. I like the Aussie stuff, like, so that's sort of the Aussie comics I get though. So I don't know.
So I kind of pivoted that way too.
Yeah.
Do you have any formal training?
I'm mostly self-taught. I did do in the '90s, like the diploma in cartooning course by correspondence thing. Cool. That was about '97. I did that, but I'd already sort of done underground stuff for a few years. Then I've done like TAFE art courses and some little art sort of stuff, because I like doing fine art stuff, painting and that as well. So I used to do. I was into that before I wanted to do comics. So
cool.
I did those sort of things, and that's why I employ a lot of that now, all those mixed media sort of stuff. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So if you had to, how would you define a creative person? Would you say there's requirements to being a creator, or is it really, just let your freak flag fly?
Everyone's creative, I think, to a degree. Like, everyone, like, they might create something small, but some people might dedicate their whole life to creating whatever. So I think everyone's a sort of creator.
That's cool. Just welcome aboard, everyone.
Yeah, whatever they create, they might be the weaving or whatever. Like, I don't know. There's so many different things you can be creative at. So obviously a lot of them cross over too. So
that's cool. How would you describe your style to people?
Lots of lines, lots of detail, I suppose. That's always the most obvious thing. Scratchy. I try to be expressive with my drawing. So
to me, your style is the quintessential underground look. That's what I think of.
Yeah, well, it's got that sort of. I definitely always like underground. I like underground style of art. I really love underground art, but what I read mainly is mainstream comics, sort of, and I love when that mixes together. I don't really like clean art that much. Really, I do, but I like unique artists, I suppose, for whatever style they're into. Really, that really don't copy other people, and they really,
for sure,
got their own thing, I suppose.
That's always cool to see.
Yeah.
And deceptively hard to achieve too, but you definitely have. So when you're just sitting about and you're absent-mindedly doodling when you're supposed to be concentrating on something else, what's the one thing you tend to draw?
Weird figures, people, like monster looking. Yeah, always. It's always a figure. It's always or a head or a face, I suppose. It's either a face or a figure. Often a face. Yeah, weird, ugly face.
Mine's usually faces when I do it. So we've talked about your sort of comic inspirations. Have you got any artistic inspirations, role models outside of comics? Are they a big influence on? I suppose it all merges together.
I like a few painters.
Yeah.
I could do like Picasso, that type of stuff, his abstract stuff, and Francis Bacon, Brett Whiteley, the Aussie
Yeah.
guy.
Cool.
That type of really twisted painting, I really love that sort of stuff. Basquiat. That's like for painting wise. I like sort of those sort of painters.
Yeah.
There's probably heaps more I can't think of.
Yes.
Hey, Sean. Well, I suppose I like music and I like movies heaps, so maybe that probably all mixes through. Animation, I like a lot of old cartoons. That sort of blends in, I suppose.
That's cool. What time of cartoons?
There's all Jesus, stuff like Astro Boy and Star Blazers
Yeah,
and
man.
all the old X-Men and all the 90s Marvel cartoons like X-Men and Spider-Man and Hulk. What else is there? Jeez. He-Man, all that stuff.
Sweet. Yeah.
I love lots of old cartoons. Star Blazers. What's it called? Battle of Planets.
Oh yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah. Robotech. I just love all that stuff.
Same.
That's
I
cool.
still do. I still love it all now. I watch it all it's all on YouTube, so I just watch it all the time. When I'm drawing, I put it in the background.
Yeah.
Have it non-stop in the background.
Great background stuff. I agree.
It is. I always gotta have something in the background, just something, anything like that. So
that's cool. So, when you're starting a new project, are you very strict? Is it like script first, layouts, drawing, or is it kind of a free for all? Do you sort of a bit of scribble here, some notes here?
I write point ideas down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is Battery Hen script.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
That's how I kind of write, and then I change page, like it's all upside down, and that's the whole book. I'm trying to transfer
really cool.
this. That's the whole book basically. I'm trying to make that into a script now.
Okay.
To go with the artwork, so I kind of do it in point form. If I think of any major bits of dialogue, I'll write it down if I'm thinking of it. Just get that's kind of Marvel style in a way. I would do it Marvel style.
Yeah, right.
Really? Yeah. For my own stuff. So that's what I've been mucking around with today.
Oh, the note side of things.
Just trying to transfer that to expand it out and fill the pages up. So
all right,
that's cool.
The whole book. So
has it changed much over the years the way you approach creating comics?
Not really.
Just
I've changed size. Like I used to do everything A4 size because I used to do mini comics, but in the last 2 years I've gone to standard size. So I draw everything A3. On A3 paper. And I use better paper instead of just whatever paper I could find. So that's the only thing different, really. I do it very raw. I don't do anything digital. I just find it quicker to do it by hand. Yeah.
We've had a lot of traditional artists on this show, almost as much as digital. I thought it'd be more skewing towards digital, but Neil Blandon last week said the same.
Yeah.
Digital.
Whatever works, eh? It's all
That's
good.
It.
Whatever works for everyone.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm always impressed by traditional. I can only really do digital to get it out, and I'm in awe of traditional artists.
I think it's just a bit more cleaning up. Where you I smudge stuff all the time, just when I'm doing it. So I've always got to put white out everywhere just to clean up the mess.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. So I'm curious. Tell us a bit about Battery Hen. Where did that start? You know who, Neil?
Neil. A few years back, I did a silly book called Man Panda, which was a fake series. It had fake front covers, and one of the covers was Man Panda fighting a character called Battery Hen, which is like a middle-aged housewife with a cricket bat. And I always liked that idea. And I've sort of, a few years back, I kind of wanted to do a Battery Hen book, and I penciled it, and I didn't like it, and I destroyed it. But then when I started comics again now, I use the basis of that story for the ComX 8-page Battery Hen story.
Oh yeah.
Made a bit of that turn into that, and I made her younger. I got rid of the cricket bat because there's so many people with cricket bats, and I added the taser bit to her and the logo of the thing on her shirt. I just sort of brought the character together more. I just like the name, the whole Battery Hen, a female with a bat.
Yeah.
It's a good little silly pun. And I thought I really wanted to do something with that because it's a bit more. Because a lot of the stuff I've done in the past is pretty offensive and it's not commercial. I want to do something which is a bit more mainstream without swearing at all. So that's Battery Hen. So
Oh wow.
I may have spent
Hmm?
an embarrassing amount of time trying to find a place where I could buy Man Panda comics before realizing it was a fake series. And
I wish it
realizing
was real. I kind of wish it was real when I was drawing those covers. I'm like, I wish I could actually draw all these books because they were just me going stupid. And
I think it's a cool concept, creating fake covers for covers for a fake series. I thought it looked like a fun little project.
I think I've seen people do it before online. I want to reprint that book, like make copies.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It is a bit rude, some of them though. It's a bit too un-PC, some of those covers. So
You'll find the audience for it. That doesn't matter.
I know. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care about that stuff. I can't get cancelled. I don't do anything. So. Go for it.
That's the rock and roll spirit I was hoping to find. So tell us about your workspace when you're drawing. Are we seeing it now? Do you have a designated spot?
No, this is it.
This is it?
Draw here at my crummy desk.
Look at this. Oh, cool. I love it when we get tours.
I don't get to see that. My angles are backwards. Yeah, it's just a little crummy desk there. With some dodgy lamps.
That's cool.
In the lounge room. So I can watch TV and everything. What's that? Some horrible stuff on TV. See, Married at First Sight or something. So yeah, I do everything here. The window here.
So when you sit down for a sesh to do some drawing or some writing, do you have any sort of weird rituals, or do you have to have some coffee nearby, or does cleaning have to be done first?
Yeah.
Drink
yeah, coffee. Sometimes listen to music. Depends, or I just have something in the background, basically. Usually, not always.
Do you have any tools of the trade you always stick with, or do you have a favorite set of pens or pencils?
I like the what are these? The Unipen brand. I use them a lot.
They're very popular, yeah.
So
we should really get them to sponsor the show.
I use the brush ones.
Cool. Okay.
A lot. If not, I'll just sometimes I will use just ink with just a little dodgy brush.
I have that same brush.
And my dodgy little ink container. I just use whatever ink that is. I don't care what other ink I use, whatever that is.
Yeah, mad.
It's from the art shop. That's lasted me for ages. And my whiteout pen. I use the whiteout pens. Where are they? I use that a lot. Heaps. Those ones.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I guess. But lately, I've used everything known to man that I can possibly use, like with Battery Hen. So I've used watercolor, acrylic, and collage, and charcoal, and pencil, and
wow,
that's really impressive.
Paint and just anything really. So just have fun with us. I want to really have fun. I've always wanted to try a book like that.
Yeah, cool.
Just doing mixed media and doing a full color. Since I don't do digital color, it's the only way I can color it anyway.
Yeah.
So that's how I've done it. Yeah, really.
Is there a medium you're not fond of?
I don't use oil. I've never used oil paints.
That would be tricky.
I guess so. I've done a little bit of stuff in digital, so I just don't.
You just don't gravitate towards it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just easier to sit here and make colour with pens and paint or whatever. So,
Do you ever experience creative blocks that often, and how do you overcome them?
Heaps.
Yeah?
Oh, all the time. I find don't fight it. If I don't feel like I can't, if I feel I'm not drawing one day, I don't fight it anymore. I just don't draw.
Yeah.
Like I don't push it really. However, if it starts to extend after a couple of weeks and you've got a deadline or something, then I've got to. But that's if I'm just drawing some art, follow the script. But if it's creative, it's it's different like that. I don't know. Get out and about. Don't read other comics.
Usually a sign you have to absorb something new.
Yeah, don't look at comics to get ideas for comics. Just
very true.
Things. And it doesn't matter what. There's so many things out there you can look at nowadays. So news, I watch news a lot, and I get lots of ideas from news.
Okay.
Watching.
That's interesting.
Crap on the news. It makes me angry. Oh, I'm gonna add something about that. You know.
Lately, I found what helps me draw is really dodgy looking, obviously amateur made documentaries on things like UFOs and I was possessed by a spirit. That really gets me in the headset to write photos for some reason. I don't know why, but they're perfect to have on.
Yeah, I love all those dodgy Bigfoot docos and all that stuff. Like, I can't get enough of it. Loch Ness Monster, and I never find it, but it's just I like watching it. Like,
it's the very definition of a passion project because you have to be obsessed and love the topic to make it. Sure, in the back of your mind you're probably not going to find Bigfoot, but my God, they go for it.
Yes.
Yeah, you would have heard about it on the news or something if they did. Like, before watching it, you'd think. So,
imagine how gutted they'd be if they came back from their trek and it was on the news that Bigfoot had been found in another forest 2 feet away or something.
Yeah, cool if they did.
It would be very cool.
No, I like that stuff.
So,
crypto creature stuff is always fun to watch. So,
ever since I was a kid, I'm still obsessed with watching them. Even though I don't believe in them, I still enjoy it.
Same here. It's from watching it as a kid. Like, there's heaps of docos on it back then. I just
unsolved mysteries and
there was so many of them when I was young. What was they called? Oh, I can't think of the names of them now. That's Incredible. That was one of those shows.
Yeah.
There's stuff like that. Ghost stories and things.
So is there a particular time of day or a space where a lot of ideas come to you? Or can it just be anywhere?
It's always where I can't write. It's always either in the shower or driving or something usually.
Oh, really?
I'm like, I can't. I'm driving or I'm in the shower. And like, I think of so much stuff and I just always,
in the fog.
Always. I'm just trying to keep it in my head. I'm not sure. That's for like basic ideas. It's always like late at night too. It's always really late at night. I think of the basic idea that I'll end up mucking with for ages. Usually,
that seems to be nearly everyone I've spoken to has said late at night or as they're drifting off to sleep. It's quite interesting.
And I want to stay awake and work on it, but it's like I've got to go to bed because I've got to work.
Yeah, for sure. So you're also a musician, that's right, isn't it?
Yep.
The Viper Syndicate?
Yeah, Viper Syndicate. The band I've been in for 16 years or so now.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Long time.
Is there quite a difference in your approach to creating a song versus creating a comic?
It's similar it is similar in a way. You kind of think of the basic idea, then you're just kind of working on it. In a way, I guess like the music would be like the artwork in a way, and then maybe the lyrics are like the script. Yeah, I guess.
That's cool.
And refine it, and you can paint things along the way. They're kind of similar in a way, since I kind of do both a bit. So, I'm
always pleased when I ask a question and it gets that thinking reaction of, "Ooh, hang on." That's what I know.
And there's no right or wrong way to do either. Whatever works.
Very true.
Sometimes a song will just happen, and the whole thing will write itself. Sometimes I'm working on it for ages and have to go back to it and stuff with it, and plus the collaboration thing. Some songs I'll do the whole thing myself, and some things other people co-write the lyrics and the music, and
yeah, cool.
that's exactly the same with comics too. So they're very similar. Yeah. And I like the DIY aspect. I really love that. So
yeah. Okay, let me consult my notes here. Where are we up to? Sorry, hang on. What over the years, what's been the best bit of encouragement or criticism you've ever gotten?
There's always encouragement's always nice from anyone. Like getting a compliment is always so nice. Like that's what makes it all worthwhile for me.
Yeah.
Like and I appreciate a compliment from any person, from some just random person to someone who's been around for a long time. What was the other part of the question?
Best criticism or encouragement.
Criticism. I love criticisms.
Yeah.
And I always take them on board. It's so like even tiny things that got mentioned to me in the 90s, I still think of.
Yeah,
like just with tiniest details about making things neater and layouts, and like I really take that on board and still use it.
Yeah.
So, and it doesn't work. If someone said, "Oh, I hate your art, it's shit," it wouldn't bother me at all. Like, cool. Like, it's not that, it's not that flash. So, cool. Each to their own. But it's all good. I take all of it on board. Yeah, I know. A good idea, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. Technical advisor, Dave.
Like a nuclear like that.
I'm curious about one thing. My favorite thing I've read of yours is He Died with a Falafel in His Hand, the graphic novel adaptation of that. How was working with that writer? Because it was a novel.
Yeah.
Right, and then a graphic novel.
Yeah, it was originally a novel, then it was a stage play, then it was a movie, and then the next one was my one, graphic novel version. So I met him at an art exhibition that I had stuff in Mackay, where I'm at. The anniversary was coming up for the 10th anniversary. I think I said to him initially, we were both drunk too. And I said to him, "Oh, do you want to collaborate on something?" Because he's like a famous, cool writer. And he mentioned the anniversary, and he said he always thought it'd be cool to have a comic version of it. And he's like, "You want to draw the comic?" And I just said, "Yeah, I'll go for it. I'll adapt this novel," which I had read and I had seen the movie and that. And I basically just left me to myself. I had no. It was just me. I could do whatever I wanted. I just got sent.
I assumed you'd be very hands-on.
No, not at all. Like he didn't even tell me what to do or anything. It was just like, okay, what do I do? So I got the book. I reread it a heap of times, and highlighted all the bits I really wanted, because it's such a big book and it's all not chronologically in order.
Yeah.
But I want to kind of make it in order, I think.
Yeah.
I did that way, and I didn't want to change any words because it's his words. So I just sort of put pictures to the words and just started.
Wow.
Basically.
Cool.
Then I sent them, I think halfway through, I sent them photocopies of the pencils, I think. And they said, "Yeah, cool. Keep going." Yeah, I think I did 120 pages, and I finished it. I sent it to them, and they said, "Can you make it 40 pages longer?" So
wow!
I went back into the book and pulled more bits out of it and extended it.
Man, that's a huge
ask. 168 pages.
Wow. Is that the longest project you've ever done?
Yeah, I did it in 6 months.
That's amazing. That would take years.
I don't know how the heck I did it. That's a lot of pages. So,
you are a workhorse. You can turn around stuff pretty quick, though.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I think I just spend a lot of time on it. I'm not sure.
It definitely gets quicker the more you do it, but yeah, I'm always impressed by that.
It does. So I don't know if I spend a lot of time, but I do. But I know I'm quicker than some people, so I don't know.
What's the go-to piece of advice you give to any aspiring creators out there?
Just follow your own path. Just do what you might think your idea is stupid or dumb or whatever you do is not that good. Keep doing it. You'll find in the future you'll look back at that and go, I was doing something unique then.
For sure.
Don't think, because if you're like doing something no one or my art doesn't look like anyone else, you might be onto something really, the next thing.
Yeah.
Do it. Keep doing it. You don't know. So,
that's great, man.
Yeah, do it. Just have fun. Have fun. That's the main thing too. Have fun.
Oh yes.
Like it's gotta be fun.
That is key. Absolutely.
It is. It is. It really is. Like yeah, because you need the hard thing with comics is the motivation to keep it doing it, because it takes a lot of time. Comics and slow.
It can be a grind.
Make it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
especially when you do every aspect of the comic like you do, the lettering, the writing, covers. It's it adds up. It's a workload.
It does. So. Have a break. When you want a break, have a break.
Yeah, Shane, I'm taking a break. That's cool, man. So we've got a book coming out soon. We've both got stories in Citrus Perceptions, issue 1. How did you start that little story? It's an awesome little read.
Well, that was fun, because Shane said, just with the basic thing of the story, can I give away the end of the story? But that's giving away the end. Well, he told me his basic little idea with the story, where I had to have pretty much freedom to do what I want with the story.
Yep.
Without giving away the end. And with those, you can do whatever you want. So I just picked things I really like drawing.
He was very generous with that. I got a very similar brief. It was very nice.
So it's just like, I like drawing those things. I draw a bit of that. I draw a bit of that. I draw a bit of that. I fit 3 main things in that story that I like drawing, I think.
Awesome.
So,
is there like a white whale project you'd love to do? Like a character you've always adored that you'd love to do for the big boys, or maybe a 2000 AD cover? For Marvel, it had to be Spidey. Just something of Spidey, like just for sentimental. There's even video of me in grade 4 preschool, fancy dressed as Spider-Man outfit. Like, cool.
I think that's a sentimental thing. It's on Facebook somewhere, that video. I love 2000 AD. Stradium Dog would be the one to do for that. So something might be happening. I'm up with some Stradium Dog possibly in the future, I think.
Awesome.
Soon anyway. So bit of bootleg action. So
I do enjoy your bootlegs. They're cool.
Yeah.
Bootlegs are fun, because I don't think I'm not going to work for these big companies. Just I'll do the stories anyway. And bootlegs are very fashionable and becoming a bigger thing now, which is so cool.
It is, yeah.
Everyone get out there and do a bootleg if you want. You know what I mean? And just give it away. Have fun.
Bootlegs as a concept never occurred to me until I saw you doing them. And I thought, what a cool thing.
I'd seen a couple of American people do it. There's an American book called Goober Schema, which cartoonist Kayfabe just covered last week. I saw that years ago. I write up about it, and that was what sparked me onto it.
Awesome.
That article just made me like, I want to do a bootleg of Marvel, because I didn't think about doing it either. Like, I want to do a crazy Marvel story, or crazy whatever story.
Those real spontaneous projects are often the fun ones.
They are, I had a blast on those ones. So I was just laughing the whole way doing it. So I love Spider-Man. I've got so many Spider-Man comics. Like, I love it, like the old stuff. So, yeah.
So, you seem to work pretty well, both sort of. Well, that's awesome, Sean. That's cool.
When you're shiny. He made a Sonic the bootleg. Bootleg.
Did he?
Oh, okay.
Hey, Sonic the Hedgehog. Sorry, if I say. Yeah, Sonic the
I
Hedgehog.
want to read that, Sean. Hit me up. I'll get a copy.
It's cool. It's cool. Full color. It's full color.
Really? That's impressive.
Oh,
And
More
you
inspired people.
awesome. Great stuff. More bootlegs. Love it. Do it.
Well, keep me abreast of that for sure.
Hunt the Aussies down then.
I've seen Deshaun's Batman. It's incredible. Like, I don't know where DC have been.
Exactly. Oh, man, they should hire a heap of Aussie dudes. They should.
Well, that's all. That brings us more or less to the end. Are there any questions from the audience? 3.
This is the part where there's a delay between us and them.
Is there? Well, that's
They're still
right.
typing.
Dave Dye usually comes in these situations.
See, I knew Sean would have a sneaky question there. Yeah, disgusting. It is. That's his most disgusting thing. Oh, except for that story we did in Sick Puppy. That's pretty disgusting.
We're all thirsty boys today.
Yeah.
Well, while we're waiting, hang on.
Can I do a...
Yes, you can. That'd be awesome. Go for it.
Boom, commission. That's
Do
Robbie
it.
Don. He draws my comics in Spedsy's Vamoose series.
Oh, awesome. I love Vermoose. It's nice. Good books.
They are great books, yeah, and I'm not biased at all.
Not at all.
Actually, I've thought of doing some bootlegs of Aussie comics and characters over the years. So, I always wanted to do a Southern Squadron one for years.
That'd be fantastic.
Like, so I've got a story too. I've got a story I've had for a while. What to do? Just a stupid thing, just to have them all fighting and having fun. You know, it's always fun to draw that stuff. So
it is fun to draw 2 characters just fighting for no reason. I can confirm that. Yes.
Yes.
A little bit of a reason. You got to make a bit of a reason. So
donut or something. Yeah.
Donut. Yeah, that's a good reason.
Yeah, fighting over donut. That's not bad. I'll steal that.
Go ahead.
Marvel's done less. They fight for less for Marvel books. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man.
Really, some of those old ones. Jeez.
I remember one was about glue. That was good. Some sort of glue formula, and all the Avengers were involved.
Oh wow!
But I was young when I read that. I was only like 27.
It's okay then. It's okay.
Well, all right. That brings us to the end of the show. Shane, should we do the quote?
Yep, I'll just bring it up.
We like to end on a quote here from people smarter than myself. I tend to forget what I'm doing will ever be read while I'm writing it and just get on with the task at hand. Garth Ennis, that could be good advice or great advice. He's a very polarizing writer.
It's great.
But I think it's great.
He's great, Garth.
Big fan. You'll never read another writer quite like him. I can promise that.
Absolutely. I've got so many things written by him. So he's one of the best, one of my favorites. So
absolutely, man. Have you got anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Battery Hen will be my next thing. Oh, there's stuff coming out before that, but that's all through ComX, I think. Oh, and other things. I'm not sure when things are coming out. Battery Hen will be coming out through ComX this year sometime.
Awesome.
When I finish it. Finish the script and get it all lettered and that. Yeah, that's the next thing. Look out for it. I've got there's the front cover there.
Oh, awesome.
That's the original art. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Now I've got all the art here. This is the pile. Oh, wait a second.
Do you sell your original art?
Not really.
No?
A little bits here and there. So that's the whole book.
Oh wow.
That's awesome.
That's exciting.
So finally got that done, and they'll be out sort of whenever I get finished. As soon as possible.
Cool. Shane? Oh, got a question from the audience. I knew Dave would come good.
Going to cons. I'm going to Mackay. There's a con in Mackay here in June.
Oh,
I'm going
awesome.
to that. That's the only one I know I'm going to, really. I think. You're not doing that thing in April anymore, are you? Sizzle, are you? No?
Trying to organise something for Supernova in Brisbane. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Mackay one in June, was that offer? Yeah.
Yeah, Brisbane one is November. It's just a few days before my birthday, actually.
Oh, that's right. It's always November. So I'm not sure if I always play gigs around then, possibly. So.
Oh well, we'll figure it out.
Festival time, so I'm not sure if I'm playing this year. So.
Anything you'd like to plug, Sizzle? I suspect there's something.
There is something, and it happens to do with Ryan. I'll just use Ryan as my example art.
Hell yeah.
Citrus Perceptions.
Awesome.
There's Ryan's first page of his story. So a lot of fun.
Lots of plants.
Lots of plants.
Really good read. It's going to be a great book.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And actually, while I'm here, I might as well put up the link. I was just going to say go to the ComX Shop. But if you want to go directly to the Citrus comic, that's the link. citrus.comx.studio.
That's 20% off, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah. Yes, 20% off while the campaign's running. Once the campaign's finished, it'll go to normal price. So that's the PDF or the physical comic or both. All three of those are 20% off.
Awesome stuff, man. That's going to be great. Get yourself a copy. It's going to be a great book. I don't have much at the moment. Keep an eye out for Foes, the expanded and collected edition. I'm working on that. You're looking at 3 pages of extra fights, plus about 12 expanded pages from the original Presents run. So it's going to be like a whole new book. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
And that's all from us, guys. Are we good?
We're good.
All right.
Thanks Ryan,
everyone for coming on. Like and subscribe. Leave us comments. We'll read them out next week's show if you like.
Yep.
And get in touch. Don't be a stranger. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Night.
You.
This show is sponsored by the ComX Shop.